Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Najihah binti Zakaria and today I will present about building pathology investigation report. The introduction of this report is building is a place where people doing their daily life such as eat, sleep, work and play. According to Olive 2004, the purpose of the building is to provide a comfortable and healthy environment for people to perform activities, provide safety, load capacity, environmental protection or control. There is a various type of building which is have a different function, number of story and purpose. For example, residential building, commercial building, educational building, industrial building, government building and others. Regrettably, the major issue of building defect need to be dealt with construction industry because of occurrence of defect and building failure. For example, a honeycomb, the halide crack in beam, damaged design, building material, structural crack in wall or floor, reinforcement, the poles become rusty due to the exposure to sunlight and rainwater and others. Besides this, hence, unnecessary effort is required to correct which construction error is working again. The problem statement is the construction deficiencies such as poor workmanship and low quality material, lack of design such as not following specification and incorrect design, limited time and cost, external environment and others. Because various type of defect in the building, the untreated building in Malaysia have affected high maintenance costs, poor use certification are dangerous for tenants and such buildings cannot function properly. The aim of this report is to evaluate and identify the building defects on the selected case study building. There are three objectives for this report, which is 1. To determine the causes of defect in the selected building. 2. To identify the type of defect in the selected building, and lastly, to analyze the solution how to eliminate building defect in the selected building. The scope and limitation for this report is mainly focused on causes, type and solution of building defect in the selected building. Qualitative method, which is on-site observation and physical measurement tools, will be used to collect the data from the selected case study building. The limitation of this report is limited of time and site due to the pandemic COVID-19. Therefore, the case study can only carry out at the Kepala Batas area, which is located at Pulau Pinang. For methodology, I use two types of method, which is primary data and secondary data. Primary data can be obtained through different methods such as on-site observation and physical measurement. For the secondary data is pre-existing data such as article, relevant book and other type of reference that can be used for research work. I use case study for the methodology, which is qualitative research method. The investigation will be conducted by on-site observation and physical measurement on selected case study building. The observation and physical measurement data will be collected through inspection building condition, for example, inspection on the type of defect and causes of defect. These data tools also will further help in deciding the solution for building defect before and after construction by the person involved. Geographical location for this study is in area Kepala Batas, Pulau Pinang, Malaysia, and the target of the study consists of residential building in Kepala Batas, Pulau Pinang. Data analysis. Based on the table of defect sheet, there are a total of 10 defects that occur in the selected building, which is defect that is required in this report. This one on-site observation and physical measurement method will conduct at the one of the residential building at Kepala Batas Pulau Pinang. By referring to the collected data below, the defect consists of dampness, peeling paint, cracking of wall and floor slab, decay and erosion of metal mortar joint, leaking, termite attack and honeycomb. This methodology was conducted at May 2021. This is a defect indication plan. The diagram shows the location of defect in the floor plan that occurs on the selected building. There is 10 defect sheet that used on this investigation. In this defect sheet, we'll tell the detail of level, location, element, condition, priority, metric and colors of the defect. In this defect sheet also we describe about defects itself, possible causes of the defect and remedies for the defect. On this investigation of the building, the objectives that we can conclude for objective 1, which is to determine the causes of defect in the selected building, is based on defect sheet. The detailed data regarding the causes of defect in selected building have been identified through observation. Altogether, there are 10 causes of defect in the building, include poor workmanship, work executed are not in proper manner, poor material usage and not according to specification, lack of supervision, surrounding temperature and environment, and lastly, not follow the method statement given. Besides this, there are causes defect with the causes are due to the poor workmanship that affect the building, which is because the defect of the crack, water leakage and dampness. The user's material also one of the causes defect in the building is affect the condition of the building. For instance, surrounding temperature, UV ray and acid rain and foundation failure, which will causes settlement to occur. For the objective 2, which is to identify the type of defect in the selected building, is based on defect sheet. The detailed data regarding the type of defect in the selected building have been identified through observation and physical measurement that normally happen in the building. Altogether, there are 10 types of defect, include structural crack like wall crack, floor slab crack, architectural crack like plastering, ceiling fall off, honeycomb, pipe clog and curse, water leakage, termite attack, fungi on the wall that occur because rain water penetration, and peeling paint on the wall. In addition, type of defect are structural crack, honeycomb defect in architectural work such as plastering work. The type of defect of floor slab crack occur at the foundation due to footing not good and design got problem. For the last objective, which is to analyze the solution how to eliminate building defect in the selected building. Based on defect sheet, the detailed data regarding the solution how to eliminate building defect in the selected building have been identified through observation and physical measurement that normally happen in the building. Altogether, there are types of solution to reduce 10 defects in the buildings, which is ensure good workmanship by supervise the worker, give proper training to the worker due to the lack of the experience, must ensure the good quality of material before usage, engage third party or specialist, and lastly is using the method statement given by the developer or consultant to avoid defect. However, by providing full supervision and monitoring of employment will reduce the number of defects. According to GAFA 2010, the quality of workmanship can be guaranteed if the work are closely monitored by the site supervisor. Using good quality of and make a material comparison before uses is important to prevent defect from occurring. The material must also get approval from the consultant and the client before purchasing it. In addition, by giving proper training to the worker also can reduce the defect in the building. For the result analysis, which is by using building assessment rating system varies, is one of the tools that to measure the condition of the building, which is helping researchers to analyze the overall building rating. With the calculation of the condition assessment, priority assessment, and the metric analysis, the result of the tools for the selected building for the overall building rating is in a good building rating, which is the score 4.8, which almost fall into the fair rating group. Conclusion and recommendation for this report. A study was conducted to investigate the causes of damage to a building, and conclusions have been made based on the result of the analysis of Chapter 4. In addition, the result were obtained from the case study investigation that was performed in Kepala Batas, Pulau Pinang. Objectives have been identified all the time entire observation. All three objectives are to determine the causes of the defect in the building, to identify the type of defect in the selected building, and to analyze the solution how to eliminate building defect in the selected building. Based on the result of the study in Chapter 4, there are some of the causes and type of defect commonly encountered by the researcher. This is the result of the causes of defect in the building. Causes 1. Poor workmanship. 2. Work executed are not in proper manner. Causes 3. Poor material uses and not according to the specification. Causes 4. Lack of supervision during construction. Causes 5. Surrounding temperature and environment. Causes 6. Allocation of experienced manpower. There are 10 types of defect that can be concluded in this building condition, which is 1. Pipe clogged or broken and causes leakage at the wall. 2. Architectural crack like plaster shielding fall off. 3. Peeling paint. 4. Rainwater penetration due to the roof leakage. 5. Honeycomb. 6. Instability foundation. 7. Dampness on the wall and ceiling. 8. Insect or termite attack. 9. The growth of fungi on the wall. And lastly, hollowness of the tiles. The solution for defect in this building is, in short, it is important for persons in charge, such as construction managers, consultants, project manager, engineer, and others involved in construction of the building, has strict supervision over all employees and inspect the building carefully to minimize defect during the construction. In addition, they may involve third party or third parties expert to resolve defect when employers are generally themselves unable to resolve them. This is because third party and members will have more knowledge and experience. They are be able to identify problems and fix them immediately without delaying the entire project. In addition, contractors need to provide training to employers so that they can gain more knowledge about the field they are involved in. It will give many benefits for them. In addition, the contractor need to ensure the material in good quality. This is because the low quality of the material will cause a lot of building. For example, poor quality concrete will causes cracking to occur and the building may also collapse. Therefore, contractor need to be compare material before purchasing them and get approval from the architect as well client. The recommendation that can be recommend for this report investigation, which is recommendation 1 to study potential way to overcome building defect in Malaysia. Recommendation 2 to study the relationship between defect and building costs. Recommendation 3 to study the repair technique and selection of material in the building maintenance.